And now to Barbuda. Here we have the remarkable story of Codrington Lagoon, the lifeblood of the entire population of Barbuda. The lagoon, along with a system of mangroves, is a breeding ground for fish, lobster, and is also home to the largest colony of frigate birds in the Eastern Caribbean. The Codrington Lagoon and the birds are major attractions, bringing in significant revenue to Barbuda. But this is a fine example of what the St. George's Declaration is about. Principle 11 calls for the sustainable use of natural resources, and Principle 13 speaks about the protection and conservation of biological diversity.
The lagoon was designated as a national park in 2005, March of 2005. That came as a result of funding intervention from the Caribbean Regional Environmental Program. Now you have a community, islanders, living on Barbuda, and their whole economy, livelihoods, is directly intertwined historically with the lagoon.
Our forefathers used to feed off the lagoon because the house is right there at Codrington and the lagoon right there.
As a little boy, we learned to swim here, not only the people, but also the animals.
As a park, it's there for everybody to enjoy, and we can also reap benefits from it, which is it's also a source of income.
I've made my living numerous times from fishing for lobsters in this lagoon. So what I do now, I do water taxi. I do the run-ins for the tourists that come here.
As you know, we have one of the largest frigate bird sanctuary in this side of the hemisphere. And in the early days, we thought that the birds were just there. And somehow or the other, somebody came up with a very brilliant idea to start taking tours to see the birds.
The advantage that the lagoon offers is that there's an area where the sanctuary is located. It is totally surrounded by water, so there are no natural predators to interfere. The only interference comes from man, actually, which is why we need to control, and efforts have been made to control the tourism aspect of it in terms of setback and so on.
Everywhere you look around here is mangroves, and you don't touch the mangroves. Because without the mangroves, you're not going to have the lobsters, you're not going to have the fish, and the life of the lagoon will be no more.
We have also what we call a fringing mangrove, which is bordering the landward side of the lagoon. And whenever we have a lot of rain, since it's limestone foundation with very shallow soils, we have a lot of runoff coming from the land. They act as a filtration system for land water runoff. That management authority is made up of stakeholders, which would be the tourism people, the fishermen, the tour guides, the people who make a living from a various number of things, activities which happen in the lagoon.
Whenever a decision is made, we will go to the people and get their approval. Because of course we may agree to something, but then they may have some ideas that will enhance whatever we say.
We want to bring in things like bone fishing, which is another very lucrative activity, and for which the lagoon provides a lot of resources that can be sustainably used. Kayaking is one mentioned, birding, bird watching tours, okay? We also have other water sports activities like sailing craft and so on. What we don't want to get into is motorized craft, because with an enclosed area, we don't want that sort of activity because we're going to be adding pollutants and so on. So those are some of the livelihoods that we intend to create. This lagoon occupies a very important section of our economy. We can manage it sustainably. And when we say manage it sustainably, we mean we can use it in a manner that would enhance it and protect the resources that we have, so that our children and children's children to come can actually continue making a living from some of these things without having it deteriorate to such an extent that we cannot use it. So that is our guiding principle in terms of where we're heading, and so far we have seen success stories